Good afternoon.
Yes.
Madam, shall I start?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, we can start, madam. People will join as they.
Okay, madam. Good afternoon, all. I welcome you all for the second lecture of Impact Lecture Series program. Our guest of honor of this session is Mr. Kiran Talele. It's a great pleasure to introduce Kiran sir. Professor Kiran Talele is an associate professor in Electronics Engineering Department of Sardar Patel Institute of Technology, Mumbai, with more than 32 years experience in academics. He is Chief Finance Officer and Head of Academic Relations, Sardar Patel Technology Business Incubator. He is in charge of Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center supported by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. He is also in charge of IPR cell of Sardar Patel Institute of Technology. His area of research is digital signal and image processing, computer vision, machine learning, and multimedia system design. He has published more than 80 research papers at various national and international referred conferences and journals. He has filed and published 20 patents at Indian Patent Office. He is a treasurer of IEEE Bombay section and mentor for startup incubation and intellectual asset creation. Once again, I welcome you, sir, on behalf of A.G.Patil Institute of Technology, and I request Honorable Kiran, sir, to start the session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you
Thank you.
just confirm whether the screen is shared or not?
Yes, sir.
Screen is
Screen
shared.
is visible.
Yeah. So before I start, I just want to know who is the target audience? Who is attending this session? Students of which class? Second year, third year, final year?
Second, also second year, third year, and final year.
So it is open to all.
Yes, sir.
And faculty members are also attending.
Yes, sir. Faculty members.
Some of them must be attending, remaining all are busy. So the topic is very interesting. Technological advancement and their impact on entrepreneurship. Very good topic. So basically, in short, if you take the first word technology and the last word entrepreneurship, in between lot many things happen. So basically, it's a technology entrepreneurship. So I'm going to talk on technology. I'm going to talk on entrepreneurship. I'm going to talk on idea, how people get an idea, what happened with that idea, what is invention, what is innovation, and invention, innovation, and incubation, how to create IPR, and most importantly, how to change invention to innovation, how to change project to product, and how to bring idea from mind to market. All these points I'll highlight, and that will create the clear idea about how this journey from technology to entrepreneurship goes. So when we talk about technology entrepreneurship, technology development, advancement in technology happen when there is some new thing that comes out. We call it invention. And when we talk about entrepreneurship, that is called innovation. Innovation happens only when the product goes to the market. As long as the project or product is not in the market, we cannot say it is innovation. So invention happens in the laboratory. Invention is published in the research paper form. Invention happens only on the paper. It never is available for common man to use it. So technology advancement, when we talk about, basically it's a research work. Basically it's a development of the new technology. And when we make that technology available for the people, for the user, to the someone, the process is called entrepreneurship, that is called innovation. So I can always say that Ola Uber is the innovation, not invention. Facebook is the innovation. All these things are innovation because it is readily available for the market and it is a market significant product is available. You can use that services. whenever you do any kind of project, it is called invention. So how to bring that invention? So let's go in detail about invention. Technological invention. When I say invention, it has to be supported by technology, because ours is the technological institute. So we should talk only about technological invention. So we get some idea, you get some idea, and when you get an idea, you need to find out whether that idea is worth developing or not. So you need to find out whether that idea is worth bringing to the market or not, whether that idea has some potential develop, whether that feasibility criteria is satisfied or not. Because idea can come in a wrong way, many ways. Every idea cannot be implemented. Every idea cannot be brought into the market. Every idea is not feasible financially, technically. But idea cannot be wrong. So we always say that let any idea come and then you do opportunity evaluation. What do you mean by opportunity evaluation? Opportunity evaluation means you want to find out whether the similar idea exists or not. Is there any product available based on that idea or not? What are the features of that product? What idea, if this idea is implemented, will there be someone who can use this idea? Whether it is technically feasible to implement or not. Whether the components which are required to develop that idea are available in India or not. Whether financially it is possible to develop or not. It should not become that you develop something great idea and which is very expensive, which is definitely not a great idea. So financial feasibility, technical feasibility, market significance, all these parameters we need to evaluate. We need to sit down, discuss with the experts and take a call whether this is worth bringing or not. I'll give one example. Time machine. You want to develop time machine. Time machine means the machine that predicts your future. If you have seen the picture Krish, Hrithik Roshan ka, Priyanka Chopra and Hrithik Roshan, then that Nasiruddin Shah wanted to develop the time machine. So that task was given to Hrithik Roshan's father. I don't know the character. He has developed this idea. But in reality, is it possible to develop the product called time machine? First thing, is it an innovative idea? Answer is yes. Is it useful? Answer is yes. Is it novel idea? Answer is yes. Is it possible to develop practically? Answer is no. Because no machine can predict your future. Nobody can predict the future. Efficiency of that machine will be very, very less based on certain parameters. Such ideas are good for nothing. So even though it is novel, even though it is useful, it is of no use because we cannot develop foolproof, feasible idea in the that can brought into the market. So opportunity evaluation will tell us whether that idea is worth bringing to the market or not, whether it is worth developing or not. So once this test is passed, once the test of evaluation is passed, who does this test? We only do it. You can do it with your mentor. We can do it with your faculty mentors. We can do it with your industry experts or someone who is expert into that field. We can connect with them and you can get it done. Now, once it is evaluated, once you pass the test, then you need to do the simulation. Simulation can be done on software like using MATLAB software or any other software which are available. You can do the simulation to find out by giving the set of parameters whether you will get expected result or not. The next phase is called design. You need to actually design the system. You need to design the product. You need to design your project. So all these parameters, mathematical modeling will have to do. Then you have to obtain the component. Then you have to assemble it. Then you have to test those components. And then that prototype. First, design always on the paper. Design is always on the paper. When you implement it, that is called prototype. So first to develop prototype. It is never product. It is always a prototype of the system. Some people call it system. Some people call it prototype. Design is always on the paper. Once the design is completed, then we develop the prototype. Prototype is actual project. In short, it is a project. The project, we cannot take it to the market and start selling it. Then to develop this prototype, we need to do experimentation. You want to enter certain set of parameters, data, and check whether that system will work in that circumstances or not. Sometimes you have to do vague data, invalid data, improper data. In that case, system should not work. If the data is improper, your system should not work. Your project should not work. It should give error message. So that is called, instead of doing that, we should validate the data in the beginning only. So check whether data that you are entering is proper or not. If the data is not proper, system should not unnecessarily function it. So we should validate the data to find out whatever you are applying is appropriate or not. Sometimes you'll get results, sometimes you may not get results, then you'll have to go back to the design again, modify the design, modify the prototype system, prototype circuit diagram, and do the lots of experiment, a set of experiment under different conditions, different set of parameters, and then verify that the system works properly. So this is the process called technological invention, technological research, project development. This happens in the laboratory, and these are the important stages to be followed by developing. Now, to understand the impact of a technological invention, we need to first understand what is technological invention, what is the entrepreneurship process, and then what is the impact of this technology development on the entrepreneurship. These are the different stages to understand. So when I say innovation, that means basically innovation is the process to bring this invention to the market for the use. The user could be human being, user could be animals, user could be machines, user could be another business entity. So the product may be useful for another. For example, Ola and Uber, their system which is developed. Who is using this system? Taxi owners are using. Common man is also using for taxi services. So both are using it for this platform. Now advertisement is also coming on that. So there are many stakeholders who are actually using this. So that complete set of people, we call it market. Market means set of users, your cluster of users. So this is called innovation. Now, what is the first step in innovation? So whenever you develop any project, you always implement some part of it which is totally new. 100% new development is rarely possible. Those who claim, let them claim. You don't comment on them. But 100% new project never possible, rarely possible. We always use some available technology, add some value to it, do some modification, expand the scope, add new features, that new things added to the existing model is called invention. That is called novelty from your part. That is the novelty. Whenever it is something new, whenever it is something unknown, whenever it is something undisclosed in website, undisclosed in paper, research paper, undisclosed in patent form, we call it totally innovative. Such innovation, we should file the patent. So that the first step is you should file the patent, either copyright or patent. For all the documentation, we should do copyright, and the technological research, we should file the patent. Filing patent is definitely possible in India, and nowadays charges are drastically reduced. For anyone who want to file the patent charges are only 1750 rupees. In fact, when you publish the paper in conferences, the fees is very high. But whenever you see the patent, fees is only 1750. Then second part is either you start your own startup. If it is not possible, find out somebody who can take your technology and start a startup. You'll become, either you can take money out against that, or you can become a partner with that. But you will not be working the company. Company will be run by someone else. So either you become partner with the startup founder by providing the technology that you have developed. You will convert this project into the product form and bring it to the market. You can develop the product on your own. The product could be hardware or software. Or you can commercialize this to someone who can use this for licensing. So definitely it can be used for short time or yearly basis, and you can charge for that. So there are different ways to do entrepreneurship. First step is file the patent. Second step is convert this into product. Third step is either you commercialize it, or you start your own startup, or you have a partnership with your friends and start a startup by providing the technology usage. So there are many ways. This is called entrepreneurship. This process of doing this is called entrepreneurship. And these are all the steps involved in the entire process. These are the different steps. Okay. So, well, now you understood what do you mean by technology. When I say technology, what these things should come in your mind is all this. Entrepreneurship, what should come in your mind is this. journey from invention to innovation is through entrepreneurship. Innovation is an invention paired with a process and a market. Now, innovation cycle. The first step is ideation. You have to do the ideation, feasibility study. Then you have to do the product development. Then you have to do the process development. When I say process development, that means it's the business process development. Business process, how to make money, how to decide how much cost is involved in developing the product. What should the price? You may not do the business, but you need to do this because that is the technology, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Then you have to decide whether you want to do it on your own or you want to commercialize it by providing licensing, or you have to hand over it to someone who can run the business. That everything is up to you. That is called commercialization. This everything is actually commercialization. Ideation, feasibility studies, experimentation, feedback, redesigning, and finally coming out with the new thing. Then convert the project to the product form. When we say it is a product form, it is a format in which we can bring it to the market. So cabinet has to be there. Uh, Power failure should be tested. If there's a fluctuation, the power system should not fail. It should be lightweight. It should not be bulky. It should be portable, depending on the application. If the mechanical device, then it may not be portable. So depending on application, it should look attractive. So there are so many factors that you need to consider while developing the product. Process development, business process development, as I told you, and then commercialization. These are the different steps. So I'm going to tell you how this new idea, we can do the ideation stage and how we can develop the prototype. So one example of this, what you can see in front of you is a building not working. So we'll have to go to the folder.
An average metropolitan housing society is 30 to 35 meters high. About 10,000 liters of water is pumped up from ground level to overhead tank. Considerably high amount of electricity is consumed for this purpose. With the increase in height of buildings, power consumed for pumping is increasing rapidly. Pico hydropower system can be used to regain this energy. Water coming down from overhead tank falls on the turbine. The turbine starts rotating with very high speed. This rotating turbine is used to drive a generator. This is the prototype of our system.
In an 8-story building, energy generated is 0.56 kilowatt. 0.56 kilowatt is the power required for lighting 4 corridors for 12 hours. 8-story building. And if you come to the metro cities, big cities, the tower is coming out 30-story, 40-story. In my building, backside to my building, the 60-story tower is coming up. Definitely, this is very important, and this idea can be taken further, converted into product, and can be deployed in the building to generate this electricity. Isn't it a great idea? Definitely, yes. So whenever you look at this problem, when you come across the problem, you should develop. This is a prototype develop. This project is developed by my college students, and it was funded by Government of India. The patent is already filed and granted. So whenever you come across any project, think the significance of that project. Think about where it can be used. Will there be someone who can use it? If there is no user, the idea is meaningless. I'll be showing you so many technological development, new product development, and how the people have developed this product. Smart mobile stun gun.
Stun gun is basically Smart mobile stun gun is a combination of mobile phone having stun gun and remote alert system. Stun gun is basically an electroshocking device which produces electric shocks and can be used as a safety device. Stun gun is a non-lethal self-defense weapon. The stun gun circuit is placed in the detachable casing behind the mobile phone. Whenever the stun gun attached with the mobile phone is used, it sends user location to the list of pre-stored numbers. To activate the stun gun circuit, there are two switches mounted on the side walls of the protective casing. They are safety switch and activation switch. When an activation switch is pressed along with safety switch, only at that time the high voltage is produced across the prongs. An alarm sound will be generated and an application in the mobile phone is activated. In the application, the current location of the mobile phone will be sent to a list of pre-stored numbers. The generated voltage is shown using a multimeter. The message received on the mobile phone is shown here. It gives the location link of the cellular phone and followed by the personal message by the user. In our case, the personal message is require help immediately. The location on the map can be obtained by clicking on location link and the actual position of the user can be obtained for further action.
The demonstration was slightly funny, but there was there's a message that it generates the shock, and the shock treatment is sufficient to save ourselves. So definitely, this product, the project has some meaning, and I'll show you a couple of very interesting videos.
Driver fatigue detection, funded by Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi, detects the fatigue in the driver. The project is developed with Intel OpenCV for Windows and Linux platform as well. There are two ways to detect.
Driver is supposed to be very attentive while driving. Most of the road accident happens because drivers are not attentive or they are not concentrating on their job. So many times they talk on telephone, mobile phone, or sometimes they feel sleepy. They don't see in the forward, they see look left side, right side, and a small mistakes, any bad thing, worst thing can happen. So here there's a camera. This camera will capture the head part of this driver and will decide whether the driver is attentive or not. That is the idea.
Fatigue. Number one, through eyes. That is whether the eyes are opened or closed. And number two, through mouth. That is yawning. The fatigue detector gets initialized when the car is started. The camera captures images per second and processing is done to find the absence or presence of fatigue. As you can see, the driver is currently attentive while driving, so no indication of fatigue is given. The buzzer was played to alert the driver and wake him up since his eyes were shut. Since the driver yawned, the buzzer indicated him about his fatigue. The software also provides a facility to check the driver's attention in case other than fatigueness. So here, as you saw, the driver looked here and there. So it was indicated to pay attention while driving. The fatigue detector application will be customized.
The frequent companion designed specially.
Smart stick.
This is our product, Smart Stick, an aiding companion designed specially for senior citizens. The motivation behind Smart Stick are the frequent attacks being made on senior citizens by thieves and stray animals, and also the tendency of senior citizens to forget their path of walking. The Smart Stick primarily consists of GPS to continuously track users' location and GSM to communicate with the user's family via SMS. There are three buttons on Smart Stick. First, the red one is the power on off button. The second, the green one, is the SOS button, which when pressed in case of any emergencies proceeds three actions. First, an SMS is sent to the user's family with the location of the user. Second, a high voltage shock is generated at the bottom of the stick to defend oneself from thieves or stray animals. And third is an alarming sound generated to notify the people in surrounding areas. The third button on the handle, the black button, is used to illuminate the surrounding areas in case of low light or no light conditions. On the handle of the stick, you can see a heartbeat sensor which is used to continuously monitor users' heartbeats. In case of any abnormal heartbeats being monitored, the smart stick will notify user's family through SMS stating that the heartbeats have gone abnormal. Along the length of the smart stick is the battery, which is used to facilitate the mobility of the user. Smart stick is like taking virtual care of your parents even when you are not with them.
Excellent product developed for the senior citizen like me. It has got three very important features. If I press the switch, three things happen. My son will get SMS about my location, where I am located. Second thing, it will give an audible large buzzer sound by which if the area gets audibly sound is generated, and it gives the shock, a high voltage at this point by which I can defend myself. Another important thing is the sign which I get it, which I can generate it with a buzzer sound so that I can hit the siren kind of a thing to protect myself. The third important feature is here I can keep my finger and all my heartbeats are monitored by the machine so that I will have a protection well in advance by transferring the heartbeats.
Positive 3 incorporate.
TechWings Private Limited have developed the project GSM Control Watering Device. This project is developed by Ketan Hande, Shyam Sundar Verma, and Jaipal Bhaviskar, Technology, New Delhi, and is developed in Andheri. To the farm and has to monitor as well as control the irrigation system manually. In this case, he might get shocked due to high voltage operation. He has to face the threat from wild animals, and of course, the large amount of water is get wasted. To eliminate these problems, we have developed the product which leads you to control as well as monitor your irrigation system from any remote place of the world just by using your mobile. To start the process, user has to call from his mobile and he has to enter the password as its password protected system. Then the sensor will check whether there is a requirement of the water or not. If there is a requirement of the water, then user can just press 1 and the motor will be turned on. After pressing 1, the water is get supplied to the farm. But if there is no requirement of the water, then the motor will not be turned on. We have developed the prototype of our product, which is as shown further. To eliminate these problems, we have developed the product which leads you to control and monitor your irrigation system, that is GSM control watering device. It basically consists of two modules, Model A and Model B. Now, the Model A is implemented near the water source, which will control the motor, and the Model B that is implemented near the farm, that is actually at the farm, which will
Okay,
control.
this demonstration I skipped because you understood what it is doing. So portable smart patient monitoring system. Some of them I'll show you.
Our product is portable smart patient monitoring system created by Kamla, Dhaval Shah and Shahid Saratia under the guidance of Dr. Y.S. Rao, Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering at A.G.Patil Institute of Technology's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Cell and fully funded by Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi. Our product provides a thorough customized evaluation of the patient's current medical status in user-friendly terms without the complex medical jargons or waveforms. Current systems measuring ECG, blood pressure, temperature give outputs in terms of raw waveforms which patients can't comprehend, and this necessitates the constant dependence on a qualified specialist to not only interpret this data and diagnose the disease, but also for the several follow-up checkups that ensue. Also, these devices are highly priced and bulky. Keeping these various factors in mind, we have developed a smart and portable patient monitoring system. As can be seen, our product is very user-friendly with a touchscreen interface designed similar to today's smartphone. The device measures temperature and ECG. Temperature measurement can be done by simply starting the temperature app, which guides you through the procedure. Hold the temperature sensor as indicated and click on Start to begin measurement. The measurement algorithm takes several temperature samples over a time interval to ensure accuracy, which are then compared with a known database. The output analysis is then displayed. The reading automatically gets logged into a memory card.
This voice is
along with
very
time
less.
and date for future.
Audio is very low.
Similarly, all ECG measurements are
So
also
many
stored
parameters
into a
are measured.
data file on an SD card.
And this is a
Also,
portable
the
device you
has
can easily carry.
interface for transfer of a file to a cell phone or any Bluetooth
But this is the
enabled
whole project.
device,
Lot of
which
development
can
has
be
come
easily
after that.
transferred to a dock.
So I think I'll skip this, and that's why there are many more. The last one I'll show you if this works.
Right on time present scale, the use of wireless technology is greatly impacting the healthcare sector. The senior citizens find it difficult to get medical help at the time of emergency and to keep a track of prescribed medications. It is very important to ensure that the elderly get the help they need right when they need it. Our device trackband provides a solution to the above problem. The main features of the device include an emergency calling facility to call a set of predefined numbers stored in the memory during an emergency, tracking of the location of the user and sending it to the emergency contact via an SMS, and storing the medical history of the user on the device, which makes it easily accessible. Now let us proceed with the demonstration. It is based on wireless communication technology. It has GSM and GPS modules embedded in it for calling, tracking, and displaying of the medical history features respectively. There are two push buttons present on the device for calling, tracking, and displaying of the medical history feature on the device. On the press of the first push button, a call is made to the contact fed in the device. On the press of the button for the second time, the emergency call will be disconnected immediately. On the press of the button for the third time, the tracking process begins. The position of the person will be calculated using the GPS modem and sent to the emergency contact via an SMS. The latitude and longitude in the SMS come via a link which open into a Google map.
So this is basically for the senior citizen who are staying alone, away from the parents, away from the others, and they want some, we want to some track them whether they are in safer place or not. So like that, there are many examples with me. I can share, but these are the main sorted. So just wanted to say that all these things, all these projects are patented. All these projects are patented. This is what I wanted to tell you. Now let's move on to the next part, that is entrepreneurship. What is the entrepreneurship process? What exactly we need to do? So how to develop this invention to innovation? You are doing projects in your campus, in your academics. You are actually what you're doing is only stage one. You develop the prototype or project. Some people develop prototype. Some of you must be developing product. That could be either software or hardware. But that is not sufficient. If you have to convert this invention that are developed in a laboratory, and if you are going in the direction of market, then you have to convert this invention to innovation by following three-stage procedure. Second is stage is business model and IPR registration, intellectual property right registration. So you need to develop the business model. You need to consider the business process, how you are going to make the business. So all this, there are so many parameters that you need to consider. What are those parameters? We'll just discuss in short. And the third step is commercialization, technology commercialization. Technology commercialization, either you form your own company, or you give the license to someone, or you hand over the technology to someone who can make a company. So third stage is the technology commercialization. First is the project or product development. Second is the business model development. And third is the commercialization. If you think of doing these three stages, then only something useful will come out. So when we talk about prototype development, you get some motivation by your continuous reading or observation, and then you, with some objectives in mind, you plan to develop something. But if you have to develop something, you need to know if similar invention is already existing or not. And that is possible only when you go to the published material like patent or published papers or different websites. And then you define your own problem, what kind of problem you are going to address, what kind of problem you want to solve it, what kind of project you want to develop, who is going to solve your, use your project. So all these things comes the next step. Then how you are going to solve the problem, that is called idea of innovation. Idea, how you are going to solve it, what is your probable solution. Then you need to define the goal, what expected result you are achieving, planning to achieve. Then your system design, algorithm design, circuit diagram design, your entire process algorithm design, everything will come. And then your model will get created. We call it prototype. but that is possible. That will become a perfect model only when you do lots of experimentation and validation and testing of your circuit diagram. One that is over, that part is over. Prototype validation is very important because the validation focus is always on the quality product, making quality product. So building better product through prototype validation is a very important. You cannot just plug the components and get the system ready. You have to check at every stage and ensure that your product will not fail. In most of the conditions, most of the situations, product should not fail. Product should work in all conditions. Product should give appropriate result. The life of the product should be longer, as much as longer. So for that, you need to validate the parameter and develop the full product. We need to talk about the business plan, business process. It consists of business model and IPR registration. This consists of how you are going to market your model, who is going to use it, how will you reach to the customer, what is the process of delivering the model. All these things come. In financial model, what is the cost of the product? Cost means something that developer has paid, and price is something that customer pays. The price minus cost is called profit. How will you decide the cost? Your business should not fail, and definitely the price never remains same. Price changes festival to festival. Price also changes depending on the over the period of time. As the time goes, price drastically reduces. So there has to be some strategy. That is called model. Model means basically set of rules, some strategy, some rules, some process, some type of thought process has to be given while making that product. Then you need to do operating model. Who is going to develop it? How will you manufacture it? What will be the structure of your organization? HR model. So all these things, parameter you have to consider. How many staff will be required? How will you deliver the product to the market? Entire operation you have to discuss and you have to make a plan. Business model, before you start the launch, the business is required. Investment, how much money is required? Where you will take loan, or you will take the partnership from someone, or you will approach government of India for funding. What is your investment plan, and why the investor should invest in your company? So you need to find the answer of this question. What is the significant? So whenever you are going for investment, you have to actually go for development model for the next 3 years, and then you have to give the plan how you are going to make use of that money. So that everything you have to discuss. When you talk about IPR registration, intellectual property right, the property that doesn't have physical existence, but the idea is very important, valuable. For example, Paytm and PhonePe, basically these are idea-based products. They got some idea, they implemented. Idea is important. Implementation is secondary thing. But what is most important is the idea. Initially, there were taxi owners, taxi services were there. We were using the taxi services, but someone who developed Uber for the first time, that was a great idea. That was not existing. So what Uber has provided? Uber has provided a platform for taxi owners and consumers to come on the same place and use the services. So this idea is very important. Ola, Uber. I give the example. Oyo hotel were existing earlier. People were using this hotel, guests were using the hotels. They're registering either by calling or through agent or even on the website. But there was no common platform that will connect it to the Ola. So, Oyo. So Oyo provided the platform where you can get a budget hotels. And that's the idea. That idea is very important because idea brings a lot of business. If you have idea, but you don't know how to implement, no problem. You can get it developed from someone. But if you know the technology, you know how to develop. But if you don't have idea, then what will you develop? You'll develop the same thing which are already existing. So what is most important is the idea which has no physical existence, but which can make a bring business proposition, good business in the market, and that is called valuable property, intangible property. So that property has to be registered. The property can be registered in the form of copyright, patent, trademark, and design. We'll go in detail about it. When you talk about a startup registration, then you need to know who will be the founder, what will be the share of the founder, what is the initial capital required to start the company, who will be the director. Director need not be founder of the company. Director need not have the shares in the company. Director can also be an employee. Director can be a founder of the company. Anybody can become director in the company. Whoever is the director has to take some number from the government of India, from Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Like lawyer has to take the number, Like doctor has to take the number, registration number. They have to register their services. This is called director identification number. Every director has to take this number. What should the name of the company? Where to register the company? How to register the company? Can you register the company name Reliance? No, because Reliance is already registered company. Tata? No. Birla? No. Then what should be your company? So there's a unique website. You can just check on the Google. Just write check Google company name. It will take you to the web page where you have to enter the possible name, and the actual website will tell you this name is available or not. Then you need to develop some promotional material like logo, brochure, website, and you need to host that website. These are called promotional material. So this is called startup registration. Now I'll give one case study of the project developed by my college students when they were in final year. They wanted to develop the ECG tracker so that that ECG tracker can be kept on the body and that will keep on tracking the ECG and will inform the doctors automatically. The idea was not great. Idea was already existing, but they wanted to add some innovation into it. So their invention was to use the MSP Launchpad. The product was cost effective and it was readily available. The challenges that they face, that the size of the battery, they developed this product in the first stage. The product was very bulky in the form of project. Now, who will keep this such a bulky material on the body and all the time? Will not be able to move comfortably. So the problem was to reduce the size. The challenge was to reduce the size. The big size because of the components, the size of the larger because of battery size. Now battery size was bigger only because of the power consumption required. So the challenge was how to reduce the power consumption of the component. So we have to reduce the size of the PCB so that the track size will be closer and it will require lesser power and the battery size can be reduced drastically. The synchronization of the information that comes in and that goes out. Some synchronization is required, otherwise the data will be lost. So when the data is coming, it has to be immediately processed before the next data comes. Because it's a continuous monitoring system, and in continuous monitoring, we keep on sensing the data using sensors. It has to be immediately processed. If it is not processed on time, the next phase of data will be lost. So the synchronization of the entire process, one process followed by second process followed by third process, normally it always works in parallelly because data keeps on coming, data keeps on processing. By the time first data gets processed, next phase of data will come, and then it will keep on happening parallelly. And this synchronization has to be there, otherwise there will be completely mismatch. And that's the challenge. Refresh rate measure, that's a part of synchronization. And then most importantly, it should be portable, it should be handy, it should be lightweight, it should not be and it should be chargeable system. So all these parameters they have to consider with all this thought, giving the proper thought, considering the product in the market and requirement of the user, they came up with this new product. Same thing was reduced to this size. This is the enlarged version of the PCB that they used. It was a double-sided PCB. All the track size was reduced, and this was the chassis, and finally the size became like. Now, there are features called portable, small size, lightweight, maintain the past record also, not only the current record, but past record. It can choose the doctor online through software and can connect the doctor immediately, and doctor can analyze the ECG by sitting in the dispensary. So all these things can be done with the product. They were second runner-up in competitions supported by TI and DSP. They got an award of 1.50 lakh rupees. The student of final year, they got this award. This was in 2017. Then they presented the same model in some competition again. There they got first prize in IoT theme track sponsored by ABB. There they got 1,50,000 rupees on their project. They got recognition from so many companies. So you need to develop something innovative, and then there are people who appreciate it. So intellectual property, there are four important intellectual properties. One is copyright. Copyright is for documentation. What are the documents that you prepare? You should copyright so that nobody can copy it again. Ownership remains with you. Trademark is for the logo of your company. Basically, it's a mark used for business. So trademark is for logo. As long as you're not registering your company, trademark is not required. But for every project, whenever you do the project report, you should do the copyright. Whenever you develop the product, whenever you develop the project, you should file the patent. So patent is basically your something which, based on technology, you develop something new. Obviously, for that, 100% new thing is not required. Even if one portion of that parameter, one parameter is different, your patent get published. Don't think that we have to file patent, that means it has to be 100% new. Not correct. Even if in 80% is same, somebody has developed it, and 20% you add value, 10% you add value, 5% you add value. No matter what you add value, which is something unique, innovative, novel, not known, not disclosed, totally unknown, and useful, it is called novel. And that novelty can be patented. For example, in this product, there are multiple IPR. For example, in the patent. Patent will protect the process of making the drink. Process of making the drink. Then definitely there's some chemical technology, chemical process are involved making a drink. So that has to be patented. The specific design of the bottle will be protected under industrial design. The shape of this bottle comes under industrial design. Shape of the bottle. That has to be patented so that no other company cannot use this same shape. Trademark is for this logo of the company. The trademark will protect the name and logo of the company. Something written here, jingle made with advertisement, this advertisement text information, tagline, something that will be protected under a copyright. Whenever this is registered at registered government registration office, nobody can copy it or duplicate it. Patent can be filed in Bombay, copyright Delhi, design industrial design Delhi, sorry Mumbai, and trademark again Delhi. For example, this product, patent is there. Yes, there is a process, technological process involved, chemical technology process involved in making the product. Trademark, Cadbury logo, copyright, disinformation, advertisement, brochure, all this come under copyright. Design means shape of the product. The design, this shape, unique shape of the chocolate. This will be protected under design. This has to be registered. Each and everything has to be registered, documented, has to be registered. The way your flat property, flat registration is done in government office. You don't take flat there. What you take, pictures, plan. So that has to be registered. So like the product of the photograph of the product, the design of the product, the technology explanation, log diagram, all these things, documented format has to be registered. When it is registered, it is published in public domain. When it is published, no other person can copy. If someone tries to do that, we can sue the person in the court of law. There are so many advantages of registering this patent. First thing is that you need to do something different. That is actually you're creating the research. When you do that, you dominate your market because you are the owner of that product. But before that, you need to study your competitor, because when you develop something, you have to make sure that it is not already developed. If you develop the same thing, then it is violation of the copyright. So you need to study your competitor, what they have developed, what information is available on the website, what information is available on the patented form. You need to study that. When you study that, you come to know where you stand. If you think that it is something different, you think you understand your domain better, because you think that something is already existing, then you go deep into it, you try to add some more value to it, so you understand your domain better. There is also possibility that you take somebody's innovation, modified and bring it in a different form, and that is your contribution. So while doing this, you develop your own brand value, because you're doing something different, your brand value will be created. And when you do this, there's a possibility that somebody will buy it and you can make good money out of it by commercializing it. So filing patent, the student group, they filed this patent, and it was published. Date of its publication date is 26/10/2018. Patent was published. Who is this man? Thomas Alva Edison. He was an American inventor and businessman. He was described as America's greatest inventor who has developed this product, gramophone. He has published 2,332 patents worldwide. In USA itself, he has published 1093 patents in the United States. and counting the total number of patents. He has published in India, he has published in Europe, he has published in Australia, China, different places. You can publish your patent anywhere in the any country of the world. Total number of patents published 2,332. But is there something that stops you? Can you do this on your own? You can definitely do this. Now, I just want to tell you that when you do this, you want to bring this idea from mind to market. When you want to bring this idea from mind to market, you actually need to do this product. So I'll be showing you some example. For example, Ritesh Agrawal, what he did. Ritesh started his entrepreneurial journey when he was 17 years old. He launched his first startup in the year 2012. The name of the company was Oravel. It was designed as a platform to enable listing and booking of budget accommodation. He was a traveler. He realized that the budget hospitality sector lacked predictability. Therefore, he pivoted Oravel to Oyo rooms in 2013. This 22 years old startup millionaire, he has become the rich man. In the youngest period, he got so many awards and he started this journey at the early stage. What he actually did, he just developed the platform where he can connect the hotel owners with the customers. And after that, he's not doing anything. He's actually connecting more and more hotels with it, so that the pain point of the customer is sorted out. That's the idea. So it's time for you to do something. Now I'll be showing you certain examples again. What the people are doing in the startup business. I'll show you one example. Just a minute, I'll just find out. Now, this is the case study of the college Dunia. Many people are aware about this. If you're not able, you'll come to know. This college Dunia. This is the software platform. What they have actually done. College Dunia is an extensive search engine for the students, parents, and education industry players who are seeking information on higher education sector. So 12 standard students, they want to take admission to the engineering college. There are so many engineering colleges in India. Every college is unique in its own way of imparting the education. But what is the best suitable to us? Whether will I get admission to that college or not? So who will tell this information? Who has got all this information? And with this thought in mind, Sahil Chalana, the founder, alumni of BITS Pilani, he created this college Dunia in 2014, recently, 8 years back. What he did, in 2014, he started the company by connecting to the different colleges and displaying their information on the website. And he provided the information free of charge. This in 2014, it was a top 10 startups by Tech Asia. 2015, it was one of the top 100 startups. How does his journey started? In 2016, India Digital Award for the best education website by Internet and Mobile Association of India. In 2017, he got a digital award for the best education website by Internet and Mobile Association of India. This journey did not stop, and finally, we found that there are so many other apps which are available and providing the similar kind of services. College Dunia, Careers 360, Shiksha, College Dekho, Get My University, like that. There are so many apps. On the top of it, the CEO rating is 72 out of 100 for College Dunia. Founder, Career 360, Maheshwari has the 89 out of 100. Ruchi Arora of College Dekho has 90 out of 100. That means he's doing very well. If you see College Dekho, it was founded and there are 1,200 employees presently working. In this College Dunia, there are 750 employees on payroll. They got $606,000 funding and their revenue is $9.7 million. $1 million means 1.5 crores. $9 million means into 9. for around 75 crores rupees revenue per year. 75 crores in revenue. And Ruchita Arora is making, this college is making 7 million. 7 million is around 50 to 60 crores rupees per annum. So they are doing good business. What are they doing actually? They are, so the entrepreneurship impact is that they are creating the jobs. What are the new technology development using? What is the impact of it? That's a good topic for today's discussion. Impact on entrepreneurship, impact on economic development, impact on job creation, impact on GDP growth of this country, and impact on the solving the problem of the customer. This impact, if you see, then definitely College Depot has 200. That means 1,200 families are depending on this company, and they are created a job for 1,200 people. That's a great thing. College Union has created 750. But there are many other players in the market. Does not mean that others cannot do well. So if you see this career 360, the total investment is quite big. But College Deco got $45 million investment. This is the highest investment in this. So definitely College Deco is doing good, fantastic job. It does not mean that others cannot do. You'll find that others are also adding something innovative. That's why they are getting investor, and investors are putting their money into this company. So College today mainly provides information about various colleges and universities, as well as exams needed to study abroad, and one of the present universities such as IIM. So they provide a test series, they provide information about the colleges. They also provide, by entering your marks, which college you can get. They also provide counseling, online counseling, which branch you should go based on your liking. So these services are paid services. They generate the revenue through advertisement and lead generation on Google. College Dunia is basically the collection of information for the college students who want to pursue higher education in India as well as abroad. And this way, College Dunia is expanded, and they had 2 financing rounds so far. They have generated an rate of $605,000, and their most recent revenue comes from the seed round on January 2016. And that's a great thing that College Dunia is doing. So the strength is that the first mover advantage into billion-dollar education technology space with many players expected earlier. Their weakness is they are large players such as Byju's. They are playing with Byju's, and that is their weakness. We have large billion-dollar space. That is opportunity. The market is huge, but there are many players in the market that are threat. So that's a SWOT analysis that we do. We are done. So like that, there are many people. Whatever I listed here is only the software business, Unacademy. Some of you might have heard about Unacademy. Unacademy and Byju are their similar business, but founders of Unacademy, Roman Saini, Gaurav Manjal, and Himesh Singh, these 3 people at the age of 29, 27, 29, they started this. He's an MBBS from AIMS, doctor. Second is computer science from NMIMS. And Himesh Singh, BTech in electronics communication, engineer. They started this Unacademy in 2009. And finally, the product was founded in 2015. The idea started in 2009, and it materialized in 2015. The platform was initially introduced as a YouTube channel by Gaurav and in 2010, but they founded a company in 2015. What they basically do, they provide the study video material for the students, and for that they charge. Initial few videos that they're not charging, it is free. But they got huge amount of funding, 500,000, then 1 billion, then $4.5 million, 1 million, sorry, then $11.5 million, then $21 million. Every number you multiply by 7.5 crores. 21 multiplied by 7.5 crores. 50 multiplied by 7.5 crores. 350 crores of it. And they did not stop. $110 million, $150 million. Every year they are grabbing the fund and using that fund for development of the content. And they are doing good business. The graph is continuously increasing. What is the impact of this company? Great question. The impact of this is that so many jobs are created. Jobs are created. They are solving the problem of the customer. So the students are getting entire information. You need not go to different places because you are taking admission in one college, but you are missing the good faculty in other colleges. So they are providing the platform where the content is created of different faculty members. And this is the innovative idea of creating the knowledge at your doorstep. In your mobile, you can listen to the video lectures and get the information that you want. So anytime, anywhere. Impact is that the life is changed. The life of the people is changed because all information is available with us. I'll give the example of this. The impact of technology very well is initially when we are buying the product from going to the market. Now you can do online business. E-commerce has developed great. There's a huge development in the e-commerce. What is the USP of Flipkart? I want to ask you a question and then we'll discuss about it. What is the USP, unique selling point of Flipkart? Can anyone answer this question out of 30? Unique selling point. What is the unique selling point of Flipkart? You can buy anything online. Earlier you were in a position to buy from Amazon also. When Amazon was there, Flipkart also came. What is the USP of Flipkart? Unique selling point. Something different which is not there earlier in Amazon. या कोई है जो मेरी आवाज सुन सके? Hello.
All of you, please find out the answer.
Unique selling point of Flipkart. Anybody? Anybody has used Flipkart? Rajkumar? Have purchased anything from Flipkart? Rajkumar? Rajkumar, unmute yourself. Have you purchased anything on Flipkart? Rahul Kumar, can you call Rajkumar?
Yeah, they do purchase, but I don't know like the answers.
Can you purchase anything from Flipkart? When you forget that, when you go to the market, first you pay to buy or first you see the product and then pay? First you see the product, right? If you go to the mobile shop, first you see the. Sonali madam. Sonali come.
The USP of Flipkart is to provide the consumers with the best online shopping experience.
Best online?
Best online shopping experience.
Shopping experience, okay. That is there with Amazon also. Listen what I'm saying. When you go to, which mobile you use, madam?
Realme.
Okay, you have purchased it online or by going to the shop?
Online, sir.
Online. So you paid or first you saw the product?
First I saw the product.
First you saw the product. But suppose if that website says that first you pay and the mobile will come to your home, will you buy it online?
Yes,
no.
sir. First I have seen.
First you have seen, then only you pay. But if they don't allow this, they say that first you pay, then only they will show you. Will you buy the product?
Yes.
Will you buy the product? If they say first payment करो, बाद में मोबाइल को देखो, will you buy?
हाँ सर, अगर वो पेमेंट इसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगा तो वो रिफंड भी करेंगे ना? If I have paid earlier.
लोग ऐसा नहीं करते ना, पहले हमको देखना चाहिए, हमको मॉडल पसंद होना चाहिए.
Okay. Probably, normally, conventionally, we'd never do that, sir. We
don't want to do it. We don't like to do it, right?
Yes.
That is the psychology of human, and that is the Indian psychology, especially Asian, because we want to first feel that the product is of our choice. Then only we don't mind paying. When you go to the market, when you go to the shop, you see the product, you compare with other product, you feel that product, you check whether it is good product as per your choice or not, and then only you buy it by negotiating. Even if it is a fixed price, you don't mind paying it, provided you like the product. But for that, you need to see the product. So Amazon initially was not providing this facility. This first time it came in existence by Flipkart. What this Flipkart did? Hello?
Yes.
Flipkart allowed consumer to see the product and then pay, and that is called cash on delivery model.
COD payment.
COD. Cash on delivery, COD, was introduced only by Flipkart first time. So initially, when there was a market developed by Amazon, then also Flipkart could enter into the market only because of cash on delivery model. So cash on delivery was introduced by, and that was the reason they got so many investors. There has to be some USP to invest. Otherwise, there are so many people who have a lot of money. They don't want to do anything in their life. They want to invest into the company and make more money. Investor will come only when there is some USP. Investor will come only when there is some novelty. And with this thought process in mind, they got huge investment and they started expanding their business, cash on delivery. Slowly, the business expanded to the every city of India, and that became cash on delivery, which was USP of their Flipkart, became became headache for them, because collecting cash from different corners, collecting cash from every customer, every building, every house was becoming troublesome. Collecting cash from the metro, just imagine the orders are coming from any direction in the Mumbai city. How will they collect the cash? They have to collect the cash at one place, carry the cash, provide a security to the cash, maintain the cash, deposit the cash to the bank. It was huge problem. Slowly, they started cutting down this facility to limited stock. And sometime new development came, and that is called Paytm, where you can pay online. So you can cash on delivery was there. So first you have to see the product and you have to pay the cash on online. How you pay the cash online? Using Paytm. But they wanted to develop something on their own. So they encouraged PhonePe to develop it. They paid $500 million. $500 million. Just imagine 3,500 crores of rupees. 3,500 crores of rupees was given straight away to the PhonePe founder. PhonePe founders were working in their company. It was their idea. PhonePe was another company started by their employee. They separated from their Flipkart and they brought this product in the market. And then Flipkart said that we will give the money, you develop it and go to the market. And that was the PhonePe version. So what is the impact of this technology development? Impact is that the life become easier. You don't have to carry the cash. Suppose if you forgot to carry the cash and you want to buy something, now you can transfer the money. Initially, we were using credit cards. Now you don't require credit card. You can transfer it directly using mobile. Your mobile has become gateway for transfer of money. So it is available with you. You cannot live the life without mobile nowadays. Wherever you go, you carry your mobile, and through mobile you can pay the cash. You remember this credit cards were easy to transfer the money. Now you don't require in future credit card. UPI has come. Have you heard about UPI?
Yes, sir.
So now you don't require credit card also. Using that you can transfer the money. So this everything is technological advancement, which is making our life easier and easier and easier. At the same time, it is creating new set of jobs. At the same time, it is contributing to the development of this nation. And with this technology development, your software development, and not only software, in all the fields, new development, we are dominating the world, and your revenue is also increasing. The overall wealth of the country is increasing, GDP is increasing, and that is the impact of this technological advancement. That's all from my side. Rika madam. If anybody has asked the question, they can ask. But just want to tell you before we leave that government of India has reserved 1,000 crores of rupees to support this new development. Sardar Patel Technology Business Incubator. I'll show you the video. Sardar Patel, government has started so many incubation centers in the country. All these incubation centers are giving the funding to the projects. One of them is Sardar Patel Technology Business Incubator. Any student from any college can apply for this funding and take the advantage of this. You need not be our students. Where from? I'll run this again. We have developed incubation center with the grant from Government of India. Any student from any engineering college can apply and take the advantage of fund. Yes, we give up to 10 lakh rupees funding to convert the project to product. For conversion of the product, prototype development, product development, project development, we give up to 10 lakh rupees. That 10 lakh rupees for consumable, paying the fees for the mentor, IPR creation, patent filing, everything is covered. You are traveling, everything is covered. So thank you, Sarika madam. Thank you for giving me opportunity to interact with your student. If anybody wants to ask question, you can ask.
Thank you so much, sir. It was nice, like you had given so many examples. Like it is also, you have said, so the example to our students also, like to how to go for the small ideas, converting to prototypes, and how to make a video out of it. People, our students do work accordingly, but what happens is sometimes they forget how to present themselves. So nicely, the students have been guided nicely by the staff, and things are so nice. And it was very like how the 1.5 hour was passed, we couldn't understand exactly. So creative the things had been there. So even looking into this creativity was so dazzling. But when you do it really, it will be really giving us great happiness. And you also said that you will give you can say the funds available with you and guidance as well. You have all those facilities at your place. So we will
Yes.
surely contact you in case we remember require all those things. In our college also we have incubation, sir. MSc we have also given the funds, and students are getting the facilities, and then they take.
MSIS incubation center.
Yes, sir. They are providing, and almost once a year they have given, but students still they have to be promoted for this idea thinking and going forward for the uh, conversion of this idea into prototype.
Great.
Nice saying, and so many great applications which are now in this society are already done from your side, like your guidance and all at your college. So it was nice having you here. I thank you and management, our principal, A.G.Patil sir, our vice principal, Poddar sir, and our management who is never looking back. He always helps us to get into this sessions. And I also thank this Institute of Innovation, Ministry of Education who has given us this opportunity to hear you all, such people working great. Thank you so much. And this, I think so, we should just be going with new sessions as and when we'll require and find time. We will just call you for the future sessions and all. So kindly consider this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all participants. Thank you so much. I
Just want to,
conclude.
before
Yes.
I close, I just want to tell you that this PhonePe founder is my student, my college. He
So
studied
great,
in
sir.
our college.
So nice to say.
Yeah,
YS sir had been mentioning in his session that
Yeah.
it is from ours, and Talele sir had guided. So
Yes.
since then, it was so nice to talk to you also, because
There is
you
another
already
company.
said,
There is
probably
another company called Work India. They are providing the
Uh-huh.
job like Naukri.com.
Yes, sir.
The valuation of the company is now 500 crores.
Mhm.
600 employees are working. Our startups from incubation.
Mhm.
And recently, one of our startup is acquired by Baiju for 20 crores rupees.
Okay.
So this is a small idea coming to business proposition, and
Mm.
we have incubated 90 plus startups so far.
Oh my
Now,
God.
we have filed more than 100 patents from our college. In case, if your college students are interested, we can arrange one patent drafting workshop, and we can guide them and faculty members how to draft the patent. And once the patent is at the end of the workshop, the patent will be ready-made available. We can
Great,
just
sir.
go and file the patent.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your humble this thing. I just extend my thanks to you. Thank you so much. Thank you for hearing. Thank you so much. I declare that this session is over. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.